Okay, this is the video key for version 2. Make sure you're writing the correct one, version 2. Here we go. So make sure you're copying all this work or fixing your mistakes and writing down the 6 words to show me that you listened. So for this test, I have angle M. Actually, let's do this. Let me show you the bad ones. I have down here angle Y and angle C. I need you to see that angle Y and C are definitely more further apart over that line I'm reflecting, always reflecting over this x-axis. I could see that C and that Y are not the same distance across that reflection line. That's why that one is no good on your test. The next one, I have D and X. If I look at D and X, those are clearly not equal distance over that line of reflection. One's a little bit, one's way up. And then I got this one, X and angle B. If I look at X and B, here's B, here's X. They're not even lined up straight across. You can't even compare those. That one's no good. The correct choice for this is angle M and C, where angle M is right here. Angle C is right here, and I could see that this distance is the same. They are the same across that line of reflection. So that means angle M and C, those are congruent. Make sure you circle that one. All right, here we go. Number 2. First word is blue for this version, blue. All right, this one right here. All the things you need to know. If I give you A and B, that's these two parts right here, A and B, and I can see they're not the same. This one is a little opening, but this one is way bigger. Those are not the same. Those are not congruent, so I'm not going to circle that one. If I look at the next one, looks like A and F. A and F, I look at straight across. And yes, angles that are straight across, like A and F, directly across each other in that X, those are vertical angles, we call them, yes. The next one, it says angle C and D add up to be 180. If I look at that, if they're right next to each other, the little piece combined with the bigger piece does give you that 180 look. So that one is true for this version. If I look at the next one here, angles B and G, are they congruent? Looking at B, looking at G, and again, those openings are the same size. You need to see that. So yes, those are congruent. And if I keep looking, I got C and H. Are they vertical? And yes, straight across from each other. Yes, that is true. And then the last one here looks like E and G. Do these sum up to be 180? So that's E and G. But I could see those are the exact same. Those would never plus up to be 180. If I had E with F right next to each other, the big piece and the little piece, then they would add up to 180, but that one does not. All right, keep going. Number 3. For this one, showing a little bit of arithmetic, I'm giving you 110 degrees right here. I'm giving you 34 right here. First step is to take that 110 away from 180. If I subtract that, that gives me 70. This angle right here, and then know that outside angle is made up of taking 70 and 34 and adding those together. That gives me this outside angle. It is 104 degrees, and I get that by plussing these two inside angles out to get that outside angle. For this one, you take away this 107 right here away from 180, and then add that number to 43. So for this one, I don't take away 110 from 180, I take away 107 from 180 to get that missing piece. So 180 minus 107, I believe, gives me 73. that is this angle right here. And then to find, oops, I'm sorry, that is this angle right here. To find that missing angle outside, again, add up the two angles on the inside of that triangle. So if I take that and plus that 43 and that 73, it should give me 116 degrees. That is the angle I'm looking for, and there's all the work I'm looking for. All right, number 4. Next word is wave. Wave. For this one, I give you this angle right here being 46. I need you to see that these are clearly the same size opening right there. So if that's 46, that means angle B is 46 too. And if I want to find angle A next to it, just take 180 and subtract that 46. That will give me that missing angle. So 180 minus that 46 to see what pluses up to give you 180 gives me 134 degrees. Make sure you put that in the right spot. This one right here, I give you this angle instead, the bigger angle, 103. And I need you to see again, this big opening is the same as this big opening. So if that's 103, X is automatically 103. And then if I take that 180 again and subtract 103, it will give me what that missing piece has to be to plus up to give me 180. Because remember, this straight angle equals 180. So if I give you a part of that 180, we want you to be able to do the math to find that other part that you're missing. All right, here we go. Number 5. For this one, the way I drew it, I got my first triangle right here, roughly. I got my second triangle right here that you could clearly see as a translate. And then this look right here, if I could draw that better, is the reflected look. What a triangle looks like when it's been reflected over that axis line right here. So I could see for this problem, first thing I'm doing, I'm translating, but in this direction. So you got to write that first. Translate left. That's the direction I'm going. Translate left. And then I need you to see that this right here is not a translate. It's a reflect. Don't say the word flip. Even though it's flipping over this x-axis, we don't use the word flip. We got to say reflect. And then make sure you tell me which line it's reflecting over. So the next step, reflect, and then you got to tell me across or over the x-axis. You got to tell me exactly which line is crossing over across the x-axis. So translating left, reflect across the x-axis. For this one right here, triangle starts right here at 1, and then I could see is clearly again that reflected look, but it's reflecting over the y-axis instead. And then right here I could see it's a translate up. So my first step, reflect over the x-axis, over the y-axis, reflect across, or sometimes you could say over the y-axis. So do that first, reflect over the y-axis, and then look at this direction going up, translate up. That's what I'm doing on that one. Next word is red. Red. Thanks for listening. All right, so for those, translate left, know your direction, reflect, know the difference. This is a translate look right here. This is a reflect look right here. So know those looks. This is a translate look. This is a reflect look. So know those looks. All right, next problem. Here we go. Number 6. For this one, I give you this coordinate to graph exactly. So 4, -6. That is A. B is 8, -6. That's B. I'll write these coordinates. C is 2, negative 8. That's C. And then the original D is 6, negative 8. So check that, and then check your coordinates I'm about to write. If I can draw that line a little better. So let's put that dot where it was. Draw those lines. All right, I want you to write these coordinates. This is 8, negative 6. Check that, write that. This one is 4, negative 6. Write 4, down 6. This one is 6, negative 8. Write 6, down 8. This is 2, negative 8. If I do a quarter turn to the right, each of those coordinates is going to flip-flop, and the right one, since I'm turning right, it's that right one that's going to be opposited. So what I could do is maybe just list them. 4, negative 6 becomes negative 6, 4. And then since, again, I'm switching and turning to the right after I flip it like that, I make that right one negative. So that's going to turn to 6, negative 4. That's going to be the new A prime. If I take that 8, negative 6, that switches to negative 6, 8, and then that 8 becomes opposite, so negative 8. If I take that other point, which is 6, 8, and switch that, I know they're kind of close to each other, sorry about that. That gives me negative 8, 6, and then make that opposite. I believe that is my D point. That would be D prime, I believe. And then my last one, that 2, 8 becomes negative 8. And then that 2 becomes opposite, negative 2. So let's graph them. That's going to be C prime. So left 6, down 4. That's where A prime goes. Left 6, down 8. That's where B prime goes. Left 8, down 6. That's where D prime goes. And then left 6, down 8. Did that one. Left 8, down 2. Here's my last one right there. That is C prime. Draw those. Know what that looks like when you're turning sideways. No, those are all the coordinates right here. This is negative 6, negative 8. This is negative 6, negative 4. This is negative 8, negative 2. This one is negative 8, negative 6, right? All those coordinates. All right, next problem, number 7. For this one, another coordinate problem. So here we go. The first coordinates are negative 2, 6. That's where D goes. And then if I look at negative 8, 6 up, that is where A is. And then if I put that right here at negative 6, 8, that's B. And then this one right here at C. Let's write those coordinates. D, negative 2, 6. A, negative 8, 6. B, negative 6, 8. C is negative 4, positive 8. All right, when you're doing a half turn, it's going to end up down here. Next word is sky, sky. Thanks for listening. That's going to end up right where that blue arrow is pointing. So all these coordinates, you do not flip them, you just opposite them. So if I do A prime, opposite negative 8, positive 8. Opposite of positive 6, negative 6. That's A prime. If I look at the new B prime, that's going to be positive 6, negative 8. Opposite. If I look at C prime, that's going to be positive 8, negative 4. And if I look at D prime, that's going to be 2, negative 6, just opposite. So 8, negative 6, that's where A prime goes. 6, negative 8, that's where B prime goes. It's going to be upside down. 4, negative 8, that's where C prime goes. and then 2, -6. That's where D prime goes. And if you draw that, that gets you that upside down look. Upside down look, clearly upside down. All 180s end up in that upside down look. All right, here we go. 2 more. 3 more, I'm sorry. Number 8, this one right here. The original point is -6. That's B. C is left 5 up 2. And then A is left 8 up 3. The triangle after the move is right here at 2, 4. I believe that's C double prime. And then I go over 1 up 4, 3, 8 is B double prime. And then I have 5, 5. C double prime. I'm sorry, that last one, 5, 5 is A double prime. All right, for this one, I want you to always reflect across that y-axis. So take this and reflect it across the y-axis first. Might even write that too, because guaranteed it's going to be reflect over the y-axis. So make sure you write that reflect over the y-axis first. And here it is if I reflect it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Equal distance. That's C prime. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if I do B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you look, once I reflect it, then I could see. Now all I got to do is chart the translate, and it looks like it's going left 3 boxes and then up 2. So left 3, up 2. That is that direction. So translate, and you have to say it in this order. Translate left 3. Got to say that first. Up 2, and that puts it in that xy coordinate. Look, x minus 3, y plus 2. That's what I'm doing. Translate left 3, up 2. All right, 2 more. Number 9, this one's solving for x. You need to know how to distribute and combine like terms. So let's write this first. First step, distribute. That is called distributing right there. Distribute is timesing that by both. So 5 times x gives me 5x. 5 times 2 gives me 10. Bring that 3x down, and that equal 34. Next step is to combine like terms. Combine. Following the rules of math. 5 plus 3, don't subtract them. Add those to get 8 of those x's plus 10 equals 34. And then right there, take away 10 on both sides, minus 10. That gives me 8x equals 24. Divide by 8. And that gives you half the answer. X is 3. Next word is white. White. All right, here we go. One more problem, one more word. This one has combined like terms and then a variables on both sides. So here we go. Plus 3 minus 2x equals 3x plus 31. All right, so for this one, I'm going to have you distribute first in red, distribute, and then you're going to combine like terms. I'll show that in green. So this gives me 7x plus 21. I'm going to leave the rest alone. I'm going to combine 7x minus 2x. That's going to give me 5 of those x's. And now it's a variables on both sides. So I'm going to show you the step. You're going to start by getting rid of the plain number on the left. You're going to start by getting rid of this 21. Then you're going to subtract this 3x. Then you're going to come back to this side and divide. Watch. So first step always involves getting rid of that first plain number by doing the opposite, add or subtract. Minus 21 to both sides. Bring this 5x down, bring this equal down, bring this 3x down. Do the math right here. That gives me 10. Use your calculator if you need to. Stay on this side now and eliminate that 3x term by subtracting 3x, which will give you 2 of those x's. Bring down that 10 and then divide by 2 right there, and you'll get the answer. X is 5. All right, make sure again you get all this work done and all the words, and then I'll give you a tutor signature, or you could get one, and then I'll give you makeup versions of the test. All right, the last word is whale. Whale. Thanks for listening.